Facebook. What's going on, man? This Phantom J. We live. YouTube, we live. Hey, we doing a special night tonight. Got some things scheduled for tomorrow night, so we're gonna do a special night tonight. On you, dealing with our podcast. Tonight, we're talking about, if your partner cheated on you, um, and you all broke up and got back together, will it be the same? So we're gonna go into that tonight. And I just want to, get with you all tonight and let you know what's going on. Man, been a long week and a little tired, but we're gonna make it. It is what it is. So we're gonna get to cracking. Man, we already know in the news. Hold on one second. We already know in the news. T.I. son and got arrested. He didn't got arrested, man, for uh, in jail. He got into a confrontation with the cops, and so he's in jail. For the details of that, I'm gonna have to get the details of what actually happened. But T.I. has something to say about it, and he just mentioned, simply said to his son, you know, you learn, he said you keep going in the direction that you're going in, you going to prison, bottom line. So right now he looking at, the times that he going in, he's looking at what's happening, what's really going on with him, that his dad, is letting him know, hey man, what you doing ain't kosher, and you need to get it together before you end up in prison. And he said, man, that I really can't, I was with the BS too. So I understand where he coming from, his line of thinking, what he got going, and all of it a lot of times is growing pains when your children going through stuff. And T.I. done gave his children the life. So right now it's something to just to keep monitoring on, um, and what's happening with T.I. T.I. son King. So we gonna keep on monitoring that. Right now, I'm kind of doing a multitasking right now, so if it kind of sound like I'm out of pocket, I apologize. That's what we got going on right now. So, but yeah, so T.I.'s, he's letting him know, hey man, you grown now. We did our part. We did all I could do. All the whoopings you didn't got, I did all I could do to help you. So you're gonna have to experience life for what it is. And a lot of times, when your children they get of age and things happen, and they grow up and they grow up out of your control, the circumstances got to really whoop them. Circumstances, man, can be the best teacher. Experience can be the best teacher. And what's happening with his son right now, he's he's gonna end up, if he keep heading the path he's going, he's gonna end up in prison. So that's what that is. Also, man, NBA young boy and had his ninth child. I think NBA 25 years old. And this is his ninth child. So he's pacing behind Nick Cannon, and young buck got 9 children. But what's good about it, his children gonna be able to grow with it. So he got some young children, man, and he gonna grow up. So he has his ninth child, and that's at a young age, so he gonna be able to extend himself and extend his life through his children. So that's a good thing, man. So we that we'll keep you close on that. Also Guru, the world renowned and famous DJ that engineer. No, I'm sorry, DJ and sound engineer that mixed records for Jay-Z. And we know when what's up, Guru? That's who he is. He's a sound engineer. He mixed a lot of records, man, from back in the day in the 90s to up to the present time. And he talked about it, broke down, and it's on the internet how he broke down Jay's verse on God Did. And it was a real interesting analysis on how he did. Really, that conversation sparked. It's a news clip that's dealing with the failed drug war on drugs that's in America, and how Jake talked about that and where he came from until him going to the level of where he is as the first rap billionaire and spawning other billionaires that was under him. So, and that never have been done. If people want to debate about Jay-Z, but everything that he said in that verse is happening in real time. We know that rap music, a lot of it is hyperbole. Hyperbole is when you take something and exaggerate it to its fullest extent about you killing somebody, about you having wealth to the ceiling, these things of that nature. But everything that he rapped in that verse was absolutely true. When I look back at the things that he said and wrote it down and looked at it, it's some things that, everything in the line was absolutely true. So, and it's happening in real time. And he's one artist that we seen that have under his tutelage and umbrella, he spawned billionaires under that. So that's something to watch. And you can catch Young Guru with the FAQ podcast. He talked about an hour and a half. And man, it's a good podcast. I looked at it today. D Black, what's going on? Oh, okay, you don't got no sound right now. You mute.
If you want them to watch it, put the link up under the cast.
Yeah. I'll run that for sure. I'm gonna do that. I had to put it in the link on. I had to put the link on for the podcast. I had to put it on there on the wall, so it's on your wall as well. So let me see. All right.
What's that? What's been up, man?
Man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I ain't gonna do nothing for the next 3 days. I'm just gonna chill and kind of reset a little bit and get myself together.
So you had to work. You had to work Labor Day.
Yeah. Shit, that was a cool little old there. So, yeah, okay. That was a cool little old. So, we on that thing. So I'm good with that. So that was
especially when you get paid.
Man, look, it's all good. So that was a nice little piece of change. I'm gonna go ahead and get my passport and man, try to do some international stuff, and go across that water. One of these days, probably, be the will of Allah, probably next year sometime. I'll do that. So, that's what we doing. But yeah. So we had that conversation, man, because me and you were chopping it up about this conversation. About we went into shacking up, and it's how long couples should stay with each other before they really commit or be married. And me and you split the baby on.
Yeah, that's gonna be a topic we're gonna bring.
No. I'm building up to what I'm saying.
Okay.
That we talked about that in this spawned a conversation that we're gonna have tonight. About somebody break up and y'all get back together. Is it the same? So we're gonna talk about that tonight. I know plenty of people that did that. So we gotta talk about that tonight and see what's happening. So man, so what is your take on that, man? About, because I've never experienced that, so I don't know.
Hell, me neither.
When it's a one hit, we didn't get back together. She didn't want to deal with me. She good riddance, and it's what it was. But I never been, returned to somebody or somebody wanted to get back with me. So I didn't have that illustrious privilege of having the exquisite rebound or somebody want to come back to me. So why do you think people do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't never did it either. I'm one and done. I'm one and done when it comes to relationships.
Oh, okay. You
Once
say
you
you
mess
wanted
up,
to.
once you mess up with B, I'm out.
Oh, okay, okay. So you ain't never had
I
nobody
don't go
come
back.
back to you. Oh,
I
okay.
stay, I stay in it long enough to wean myself off of them. Then I'm out the door. So it ain't no looking back.
Oh, okay, okay,
I don't
okay.
do that. So
Right, right.
they say if you bagging up, stepping in it, it's just like you stepping in some dog crap, and I don't want it on my shoe.
Right, 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 right. But a lot of people do it though. What's up? What's up, Jay?
What's going on with it?
What's
Man,
happening, Jay
man,
brother? Jay Austin, what's happening?
international
Chilling,
J
chilling.
around this mother. International
Right.
J going. We call black folks going across out of the country overseas. So you made it back. How was your trip?
Man, it was good. It was good. I mean, if you have any complaints about the US, I suggest that you go visit some of these other countries.
Oh yeah. I'm making a note. Shoot, get my passport in a
So you
couple weeks.
saying that they got it worse in the U.S.?
Bruh, their minimum wage is $1.50, $1.47. So
Wow.
they for an 8 hour day, they make about $10. So there's no healthcare system, there's no welfare system. So if you don't have a job, then you just
You asked up.
out there. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
when
rough.
they say work that phrase working hard like a Jamaican,
Yeah,
Yeah.
then now I understand what that phrase actually means or
yeah,
can mean.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, man, that is difficult, man. What country you went to?
I was in Jamaica.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah. And it was a sight to see.
Mm?
Yeah,
But
they got some parts in Jamaica, man, that they were doing they doing some development with some homes in Jamaica, but I think this like the other side of Jamaica, man, is beautiful as far as how they did the housing. I thought they were doing a lot of development in Jamaica,
well,
but
they are
this
doing yeah, they are doing a lot of development, but it's a lot of foreigners or persons that are already rich Jamaican families that
okay.
are doing the building.
Oh, okay. But your average run the mill is the ones that's making $1 and some change an hour, $10 a day.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. Yeah, that's in countries like that, man. You see that happen all the time. I think where Foxconn makes the intricate in the parts for iPhones, and they showed they you remember when they caught a fire at Foxconn. Foxconn makes software for computers as well. And Foxconn, the workers, they stay within inside the building. And I think they said they made $1.16 an hour putting those iPhones together when they contracted the business out. I think it's in Wuhan, Zion somewhere in China. And the building caught a fire, and some of the workers committed suicide behind it. So yeah, that's real, man. Being overseas is real. We talking about the tourist spot. We not talking about just living out there every day. But it's some beautiful. It's some beautiful places in America.
Yeah.
It's some beautiful places in America, man. It's good to get out and do some things. So we hop into it, man. We ain't gonna get too far, man. We appreciate you, man. We welcome you back, and we finna get into this thing, man. So we dealing with, man, you break up with somebody and they come right back, and they want to get back with you. Y'all get back together.
After they
Is
cheat.
it after they cheated? Is it the
Yeah.
same?
Well, I mean, it's never going to be the same. So, because number one, you've broken trust, so that you have to build that trust back up,
Mm.
and then once the trust is built up, it's still never going to be 100%. You're
Mhm.
always gonna, if anything falls out of place, left or right, you're always gonna wonder, are they back to their old habits and tricks? And
Right.
in some situations, it make you even question yourself. Are you, inadequate? Or what's wrong with you where you couldn't keep their attention or keep them from messing around with somebody else?
Man, that's
Right.
deep. It can break your. It'll break. It can break a confident man spirit
Or woman. So
or woman.
yeah, so and then what that can do, it could have an adverse effect because it can cause you to go cheat to prove that you still have it, or that you feel that you're still worth someone paying you the attention that your significant other, spouse, boo thing shows someone else.
Right. Yeah, that's it, man. So do you know any people personally that went through this type of experience? And if so, how did they handle building that back up?
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I know some people that went through it, and now they have a beautiful relationship or a beautiful marriage, and but you can still tell there's some residual there.
Right.
So like that's why I say you never truly get over someone cheating on you.
Right. So do you think they just learn to deal with it?
Well,
They know it happened, but they learn to dig, because the fact you can have sex and no telling how long a period you didn't have sex with this person. If you develop a relationship, it got to be more than one time in a lot of cases.
well, yeah.
So, and no telling what they did, during that time. So I mean, that's a high level of maturity for me, that you'll take a person back, because that'll still be in the back of my head.
Yeah, I mean, so the couple that I know, one couple went to counseling, and one couple, they just worked through it. They just made a commitment to each other that they're going to work through it, and that's what they did.
What do work through it mean, Jay? Well, because I hear people say that, and I really need to understand, what do work through it mean?
I'm assuming work through it means dealing with all the emotional fallout behind the infidelity, and then dealing with the question. So, you know, um, allowing the person that got cheated on to ask questions and to question you if something seems out of place.
Right.
Because a
And
lot of times they don't want to hear it.
yeah, and you going that extra mile to show that you're still committed to that relationship and that you are not going to cheat anymore.
Right. So, what can be some factors that can cause somebody to cheat?
Well, I mean, just because they want to. So, there's always a choice. You can say, well, my wife or my husband wasn't doing this for me, so I did this. But it all comes down to making a choice. And you either choose to do it or not do it. You can either choose to make your relationship better, or you can choose to go and sleep with someone else, or mess with someone else, or get whatever you feel like you're missing at home on the other side of the fence.
Right. So you think they just do it just to be doing it?
Well, I mean, essentially, yeah. It's just making that choice. So you can either choose to do it or choose not to do it. Nothing can make you do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice to do what you want to do.
Right. So how would a individual, just yourself, as far as in your relationships, how do you the women you deal with, do you trust them? Or what is your mentality? What is your attitude towards just being in a relationship with a woman, and she go off doing her own thing while you working or doing whatever? What makes you not worry, keep calling, and able to trust her? Any one of y'all?
Well, I mean, I have trust issues. I have
Me
big
too.
trust issues.
Me
Okay.
too.
Yeah, I have big trust issues, but I choose not to dwell on that part of my mental, if you will,
Right.
or my emotions. And so I just choose not to continue to call them if something seems whatever way, or if I get a notion or a feeling,
Right.
because that could just be me being the person that I am,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So, if I feel like getting up in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, and driving by their house and knock on the door, say, "What you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Then I do that.
Hey, that stalkish? Is that stalkish?
No, that if I
Not when you're in a relationship.
yeah, if we're in a relationship and I have
Right.
permission to come to your house anytime, you have a key to my house, I have a key to your house.
That's it.
Right.
But yeah, that's me. We are like in so many ways, and that's why we was like that. We like that. Um, I have hellified trust issues. But the thing that gets me through is I know my worth. And
Right.
I always say, as long as I got my health, my strength, and I'm who I am, whatever you can do, I can do. I'm a what's good for the goose, good for the gander type person. And like I say, most guys get women a dime a dozen. Shit, I can get them a penny a case. So a woman ain't never been no big thing to me. You know what I'm saying? So when my significant other came and I decided to make that commitment, that commitment was what was made is that we treat each other the same way we want each other to be treated.
Right.
So if I'm one of them, and then I feed off of energy and I match energy. So if I'm in a great mood and whoever I'm with is in a bitchy mood, I know how to get. If I don't feel like being bitchy in your negative energy, I know how to stay away. But however you treat me, even the people in the Bible say, do unto others as you like them to do unto you. So if somebody being nasty to you or somebody cheating on you, they must want you to cheat on them. But that tit for tat game, when you mature, it gets kind of old. So what you do, you just let them go on, do them. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't have to. We always was taught 2 wrongs don't make a right, but shit, it sure make it feel better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, that trust issue, that calling every 5 minutes. I mean, I don't do that. But now with all the social media, because mine was like this: if I don't call you when you with your friend girls and you out across country doing you, I don't call you every 5. I wait till you get a break, and you call me and say, "Hey, we getting ready to go here to there." I don't be saying, "Hey, what you doing now? What y'all doing now?" Because I don't want you doing that to me. So if I don't do that to you, then when I'm with my buddies and I'm across country, don't call me every 5 minutes. What you doing? Hey, I just checking on you. I don't need to be checked on. I didn't check on you when you was gone. And I'm a gentleman. So the ladies do it first. So you do a girl trip first. And then I give her that courtesy. I ain't saying nothing. I don't call. I don't do nothing. I just want to make sure you made it there safe. And that's it. And that's a call me when you get there. Well, we made it. All right, then. Holler if you need me. Blah, blah. Click. I'm done. And that's the same courtesy I want when I go across country. Hey, I made it. I did. I'll let you Sunday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't do all that. Now she want to call before she go to bed and all that. I got no problem with that.
Right.
But I'm not gonna do the phone call everything because you can't watch no cat and you can't watch no dog 24 hours a day. They gonna do what they gonna do, and you just gotta have enough sense and wisdom and confidence in yourself that if they do run off and cheat, they just weren't for you. Right. And I was always taught that. I never cried over spilled milk. We was fortunate enough to have enough milk in the refrigerator. I just went and got me another glass. Or found something else to drink. That's just how I was raised.
And I'm like this: if you feel like you have to watch somebody 24 hours a day,
don't need them.
You don't need them. That's not good
Right.
for you, and it's not good for them. So if you can't trust your spouse, significant other, to be away from you or out of your sight for whatever period of time, even if they're in another state or another country, then you don't need them.
That's right. That's right, man. That's right. You know, but a lot of people, but what is it that a lot of people they go back to that person that
A
cheated
lot of
on them?
times,
What is it? Is it
a lot
security?
of times,
What is it?
it wasn't any closure. A lot of times, when
Mm-hmm.
they break up, it was a shock. You know,
Right.
you walked in and bam, you caught them, or you went through the phone and you saw the messages. You know what I'm saying? It was a shock.
Mm-hmm.
And I know with me, it'll be an ego thing.
Right. Right.
I got to get out of it. I don't give a damn how much love, how much I invested, how many years, none of that shit. I'm out
Right.
because it's an ego thing. And I know that when you know your worth, you know you're a good person, you know what you bring to the table, you know what you possess, it's easier to let go when you have to. But a lot of guys get caught up on needing a woman, or needing to be in a relationship. That's why I say the best relationships are when they don't need each other. It's when she has her own, he has his own, and they together because they choose to be together. Those are the best ones. But if you need that person for a place to stay, you need that person for a ride to get to work, you need that person, is when you need them that you fall weak. You're the weaker vessel. But if y'all both have y'all own and y'all together just to be together, that's the best. Because I don't need you, you don't need me. We together because we chose to be together.
And then
Right.
so some people go back because it's familiar and they don't want to start over, or they don't feel like they like Wayne said, that they don't know their worth, or don't feel their worth.
Right.
So they
Right.
feel like, they can't get anyone else because of whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever reason.
What is your worth for people that may not know what is your worth? What when we say know your worth, what exactly what does that mean? And if just any definition, based on your life experience, what does your worth mean?
That means knowing that you are, I don't want to define a word with the word, but knowing that your value is more than what anyone can place on you, meaning that you can't be worthless to anyone. No one can devalue you to the point where you're worth nothing.
Right.
And they cannot treat you as you're worth nothing. They have to treat you with the highest esteem, because that's the way you feel about yourself. And if they can't meet you at that level where you feel about yourself, then leave me alone.
Right. Yeah,
And
man.
like I say,
Go ahead.
with the worth thing, I give my all, just like Austin do. Our alls are different, but he give his all in his relationships when he's serious and committed. I give my all. And to be honest with you, if anybody leave me, which most of the time I do the leaving, but if anybody leave me, it's gonna be hell to find somebody to fill the shoes or feel anything that I've come encounter with. It's gonna be a hell of a dude, and I salute him if he can. You know what I'm saying? I salute him. I mean, I go back and look at a few past, relationships, and like I say, if somebody can come in there and fill these shoes, more power to him, man. I mean, my hat's gonna be off to him. But I'm complete in mine. I don't leave no stones unturned. I'm romantic when I need to be. I'm fun when I need to be. I'm gonna provide. I'm gonna take care of. So when somebody mess over me, it's a blessing to me. that's one less person that I don't need that have to be around me, because I'm ghost. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And I've been confident. It's not cocky. I've been confident all my life. I was raised being confident, knowing who I am. And I know when if I was to hit a down spiral, I know when to set back, and I know how to build back up. You know what I'm saying? I would fall back on purpose just to build back to see, can I get stronger? When I was 19, 21, you know what I'm saying? And then once you get to a certain level, you don't want to look back. It's just going forward. Right. And that's how I am with relationships. I'm going to give my all. I'm going to be 100. And many of them say, oh, he was good. He was this, he was that, he was that. But I come with, because of how I was raised and who I am, I come with standards. Right. I come with, some of them would say rules, but it's not rules. I come with, it's going to be some order in my relationships. There's certain things I like, certain things I don't like, some things I tolerate, some things I don't, some things I bend with now that I'm more mature that I wouldn't have bent with back in the day. And I have no problem if they can't live up to what I'm expecting. I got no problem. And I'll be like, sure, I understand. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't meant to be. Right. And I'm cool with that. But get out of it. My thing is, I believe in transparency. Let the person you're with, especially if you're married, let them know what's going on. So you do your part. So if the cheating comes in the play, you did your part. I'm not happy.
Right. So that's how you look at it. That's how you look at it.
You got to approach it like that. Yeah. I'm not happy. You got to talk. Yeah. I'm not happy. I haven't been happy, in a while, and I've been trying to shake that, but I'm not happy. You have to have those conversations where you shut everything down, and it's you and your mate, and you got to hash it out. And then if you do all of that and they still go cheat, they weren't for you. Right. And that's a blessing, because your blessings can get cut short by trying to hold on to people that don't want to be kept. Right. And I never was in a position to hold on to somebody that don't want to be kept, to chase somebody that don't want to be caught. Right. I never had to do that. I don't do that. Once you show me that we don't want that, we not gonna be the way I want us to be, I fall back. I'm gonna fall back. And
people used to have...
but Kevin Gates in that song that he said some deep stuff in that song, besides the point that everybody was saying how he was saying he wanted to do Beyonce, and he shouted out a couple more females. In that song, when he was talking about his hurt, he was saying that he would say, I love you, just to say it back, because it was told to him. You know what I'm saying? That's your way of weaning yourself off of somebody, because he wasn't feeling her no more. So when he was saying that, you know what I'm saying, that was like a healing, because when they say I love you, if you don't say it, it's going to automatically be a problem. And then if you're weaning yourself off and you need a little time, you acting funny going to make that person go ahead and pursue whatever they was doing. They'll just go ahead and leave, and now there's no closure. You have to have closure. If you create closure in any relationship that you broke up with, whether it's businessship, courtship, whatever, closure.
Well, I disagree on that point. I disagree on that point, because in some situations you're not going to get closure, and you have to be okay with that. Some stuff you don't need closure on. The closure was what they did or what you did.
Exactly. But the key thing you said was the closure was. So it still was closure.
No,
that's what I was saying.
No,
it's
still
saying, closure.
You don't have to go to that person. You don't have to go to that person to obtain closure. So that's what I'm saying.
No. When you guys split up and decided it wasn't going to be, you still had to create a closure in order to move on. A lot of the people run back because they didn't create a closure, whether it's talking to them, whether it's not talking to them. I've been in relationships where I created closure by just avoiding any area that they're in. Changing my phone number. If I know they're going to be here, Don't go there. If I see them, I turn around, go the opposite way, leave. You
Well,
know what I'm saying? I've done all of
that's
that. That's
avoidance.
my closure, my peace.
Yeah, so
So-
that's avoidance to keep your peace. But you know, people have told me they've had an issue with my phrase of I'm not trying to keep anyone that doesn't want to be
You
kept.
want to be kept, right?
And you know, that was a phrase that my mama put out, and I kind of finally understood.
Yeah, we live by that. That was something we was saying that in school, and actually in high school.
Yep. So you know, somebody was like, you know, you don't chase me, you don't do this, you don't do that, and I'm like, why? Why do I have to chase you? I already do all of these things that you see that are emotional and tangible. So why do I have to chase you? Why do I have to pursue you? I have you, and I do things to maintain our relationship. So why do you have to create a scenario where you want me to chase you to prove that I care about you? So that doesn't work for me. And I'm okay that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather you and I discover up front that we're not compatible, where we do not waste a large amount of time, and you identify that I'm not for you, and I identify that you're not for me, and we can move on with whatever roles that we're going to play at the end of the day, whether we're just going to be friends, we're just going to not ever talk again, whatever it's going to be. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
so,
that's me.
You know, and you know, I give a couple of opportunities. 3. I normally do ask you 3 times. You sure that's what you want to do? You sure this was what you want to do? Right. And then after that 3rd time, I'm done. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When I was getting out of my last marriage, I was like, you sure this what you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And no response is a yes to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the direction that we went.
Yeah, and closure really is, what is it? What is closure? Is it layman's term, getting over somebody, or
no, accepting? Closure is accepting what it is. However you accept, you're comfortable with it. It's kind of like an advertisement. I used to run a company where it was 3 of us, me, Don Tracy, Don, and this other lady, and we had a group called The Close. It was our job we would hold seminars and get people to close with us to do the advertising. So the close is sealing the deal. Like he asked plenty of times, are you sure this is what you want to do? You sure this is what you want to do? And then when a no is a yes, a no answer is a yes to him. So that was his closure. So he cool. So if he want to go out and have where he wouldn't allow a female to ride in the vehicle, or wouldn't give a female a ride to lunch on his lunch break, now he okay with it.
Right.
He has that closure, and he ain't messed up about it. Well, then when she say, well, why did you have in the car? Well, you act like you ain't know how to answer this and that. So I thought it was over with. And we learned to move on quick. It's not that we didn't love you in the process. Mm-hmm. We just learned to move on quick. Right. Because it is what it is. It is what it is. So,
right. You know, and you know, for some people, closure can be identifying what was the issue and what's the resolution. Mm-hmm. You know, and as far as, you know, when you get out of one relationship and then you go into another relationship, and it seems quick to some people, and they be like, "Ooh, that's a rebound," or "Ooh, you moved on really quick." You know, it's not that for me. It's because I already know who I am. I already know where I've been and where I'm going. Mm-hmm. So I've already established the type of person that I want to be with. and I already established the type of person that I am. So I don't need to wait. I don't need time in between a relationship, as they say, to heal, because in most cases, I'm already healing during the breaking up process.
Yeah.
So
I agree with him on that also. Yeah, it's not moving on quickly. It's like while he's healing, that's what I was telling you about weaning yourself off of that person. If you just break up, me and mine break up right now. She say something, I say F it, she say F it, and we just break up. Boom, it's over. That was a heated argument. I left. It is what it is. That really wasn't any kind of closure. Somebody's end gonna be like, in a day or two, that was just an argument. Why are we acting like this? Why are that? But when you're with somebody and you notice the different behavior, you see how they treat you, and he's like me. We pull back because we don't like hurt. We don't like pain. So when you act in a certain type of way, instead of us saying, but baby, why? But why? We like, okay. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, are you sure this is what we doing now? You sure this is what you want? Yeah, fuck it. This what I okay. And when you say that, brain just spinning like, what's next?
Right.
What's next? Because when you're spoiled with being able to leave and get into another relationship, being able to leave and find a better relationship, every time you get in another relationship, you're happier and happier.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no problem because you like, this is not for me. We know it's something better. We know what we bring to the table. We know what we give in a relationship. And if that's not good enough, we got no problem with it. Once you do your best and your best isn't good enough, move on.
But what if you have, I mean, it's easy to say that, but what if you have time in that relationship, children, property, you got a lot of stuff intertwined with one another. Is it easy for y'all just to say the same
That's
thing?
why there's attorneys.
When so your attitude is the same even if you have a lot invested with that person?
For me, but Jada been through more of that than me. I haven't had a divorce, but
yeah, I mean, my thing is, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you're in a marriage. You gain assets, you create this family. But when the time comes to let it go, it's just stuff. I mean, except for the kids, but it's just stuff. Right. You can acquire additional stuff. You can split that stuff. Then you can acquire additional stuff. You still maintain a relationship with your children. It's just different. And you try to still show them love. And, in my situation, I overcompensated and continue to overcompensate for me not being in the home. Right. But
some people kill. They would kill their spouses for doing that.
Those weak individuals. Yep, weak-minded, weak-hearted, wicked. Because there's no reason for you to kill someone because they no longer want to be with you.
But a lot of people do. So it's a lot of weak people in the world.
Yes, there are a lot of mentally ill and weak-minded, weak-hearted, wicked.
But on the same note, I agree because I said it first. But also some of them cases be a snap. Some of them be a snap. You thinking you got the perfect wife, you putting your all, your last, you doing without, and you walk in and you see another brother,
somebody else,
another brother stretching her out,
and
you snap. It's a difference in the one who snapped compared to premeditate.
Yeah,
The ones who snap and do that,
that's different.
I don't agree, but I
But you
understand.
understand, right?
You know what I'm saying? Because you snap at that moment because you like, I could have been doing this. I could have been with somebody else. And I chose you to give my all to. And this is the thanks I get. And the brother just snapped. Now, for him to come in, get a gun, what you doing? What you doing? Get out of my house. What you doing in my house? What you did? That's too much thinking, too much talking. But the brother who gets in there, see that, he just automatically snap like, what the? And he just kill them all. I don't condone it, but I understand. So it'd be more of a, like I said, it's a snapping situation. It's a mental breakdown situation when that happens. But when the guy know and he keep knowing, he know and she keeps seeing him, and then he just get tired one day and say, and he plot, I'm finna do this. He put the gun here. He gonna catch him there. He gonna drive over to the park. He gonna go over to his house. That's too much thinking and premeditating. And that's the weak individual we're talking about. But if you just walk in on something and you see what it is and you go Rambo in that edge, I understand that. I don't condone it.
Well, I
but
mean, even in the heat of the moment or a crime of passion, I still can't see
because
taking someone's life. Now,
it never happened to you.
I might take
It
out
never
my belt. I take out my
we
belt
always
and
used to say things that happen to other people don't happen to us. It
But-
haven't happened.
But
So you really don't know what you would do in the heat of the moment.
But knowing the person that I am, then
Okay.
I know I'm not gonna kill anyone.
But the thing is, sometimes let me say
Go
this.
ahead.
Sometimes that's why it's called manslaughter, because sometimes you can grab somebody, you shaking them, why you doing this, that, and the third. You can push somebody, they can hit their head.
The person Jay
you can
walk away.
No,
he's not gonna put his hands on.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about to dip in that conversation is a lot of times. I believe that a lot of times people just don't mean to kill that person. I think when they get into that heat of passion, you can get into a scuffle, or you see that you probably just wanted to get rid of the dude and you don't want to kill him, but he hit his head on something. You knocked him out. He hit his head. He dead. So. Yeah, it's a crime of passion, but you didn't mean to do that. So a lot of times, you can look at people that do that and they just do it off accident and get charged with, second degree. And a lot of times that's what happened because you so damn angry. And I heard some people say they just black out. They don't even remember doing what they did.
That's that snap.
The old girl that killed them people in LA driving her car 90 miles an hour. Because I think her husband or boyfriend broke up with her. She was having some problems with him. She was a nurse. She killed those people, including they said that it was horrific that they couldn't even recognize some of the body because of what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she's saying right now she can't even remember what happened.
That's that snap, and I think that's what I do. I'm a snapper because I'm so calm and cool and laid back. I think, in certain situations, I'll snap and I'll break a neck, do what I do. And then at the end, I'll sit there and be like, what are you doing? And I'll come to myself because I've had situations where I went off on certain people like that and then be like, what are you doing? So in a relationship, especially if I've sacrificed, did without, nurse them to hell, did what I had to do, and then I find out that they betrayed me, and that's whether it's a lover relationship, a friendship, a business ship. I snap. I believe I'll be that snapper, and I'll be willing to, if I snap like that, I'm gonna be willing to whatever crime, they whatever charge they build me with. I'm gonna be with it, what I'm saying? Because I just feel like I'm gonna snap. I'm a snap person. I don't really sit and plot a lot,
Well,
but I'm known to snap. And
now
you
I
too,
mean,
Jay, because you got a quick temper, so you
yeah,
can talk sweet on this
no, no.
live.
What I'm about to say,
Okay.
is I have a tendency to snap, but it's only when I'm provoked with violence. If you touch me, then I blank out.
Well, that's
And that
different
goes,
though. That's different
that
though.
goes for females as well as
But
males.
you're a human being. You're a human being. That can happen. That's potentially can happen to you.
Well, and
You
see,
you may not go into it like that, but man, you can get so damn angry, and you can hit and won't realize that you really seriously injured or killed this person because you went to that level. That's why it's a lot of times, like you said, the way you handle it, Jay, you have to walk away sometimes because you could be at the point of no return and kill somebody because you got all other stuff you thinking about what didn't happen and all that stuff come up on you, and you didn't kill this person because of what they did. And a lot of times you feel humiliated because you did this to me. You lied to
To
me.
me, I feel like it is what it is. You shouldn't have betrayed me. It depends on, and my actions gonna depend on how loyal I am to a person.
Right.
If we both on some whatever, it don't get that deep. But I'm talking about somebody that if let's just say you starve and somebody give you $5 to get a burger, get you a meal. Somebody throw you $7 or $10 to get a meal, and you gonna break that $10 down to $5 to make sure they eat, and then that person double cross you, stab you in the back, bro. And that's gonna be kind of hard, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm like this. I never love a person so much that I can't walk away.
Right.
And even if I give all my 100%, 110%, whatever you want to say, if I walk in on something and even if it's a shock, the type of person that I am, as long as you don't say anything to me, or as long as you don't touch me and just allow me to back out of the room, I'm okay.
What if she say, "Yeah, I did. I'm doing it." Yeah, you seeing it? You seeing it? I see how I felt when you wouldn't answer your phone.
If she's saying it, it's like this. If she's saying it, it's fine. I'm like, all right. But if the dude say something, then it's an issue.
Yeah. I'm in here, and this ain't my first time.
Yep. So then it's an issue, and you know.
This ain't the first time. And next time, put the blue sheets back on here. I don't like these black sheets.
Yeah. So, but in most cases, I would be able to go ahead and walk away. Just as long as they don't say nothing, let me back on out. I'm good.
Right. Man, I mean, I think a lot of times people they get back with people, like you said, familiarity. Do you think it's financial?
Yeah. I mean, if
a lot of times.
And then how you live in a house with a person, you know they cheated on you. They come back and you letting them touch you, you being intimate with this person.
Let me tell you about that's something that women do. Let me tell you, I brought this up a few days ago.
That don't make no sense.
I had a conversation with a woman 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she was saying, joking around about the next guy, she be weird, gonna be white, he gonna be rich, he gonna do this and that. So I made the statement that when a man has everything he needs, he's not gonna treat a woman like somebody who building with her, or somebody who has the same as her, or someone who has less than her. He's gonna do what he wants and treat her the way he want to treat her.
Right.
Well, I'll take that abuse as long as I'm spending the money going to the bank. All that sound cool, but emotional strain is a mother. All that sound cool, but our young women think today that they can take that abuse and they'll put up with it as long as they spending that money and they living, comfortable. But most of the time, like I said, that be the low self-esteem, no ambition.
That's trauma, man. That's some.
But at the end of the day, I want respect. I can't be with no woman. I don't give a damn if she borderline billionaire. I can't be with no woman if I'm not respected. Because at the end of the day, I want respect. I can go out here and make my money as long as I got my health, breath in my body, my health, my strength. You know, I can go out there and get a bag, but I want respect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing. But a lot of our women, as long as they're taken care of, they're comfortable. Oh, he got that bag. They'll let a white man degrade them. And I say, yeah, and he'll be thinking about all he was doing to them slaves and bragging to his white friends at work what he doing to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I had that money though. I'll be spending that money. Yeah, but it ain't the same. Because at the end of the day, she gonna want some love. She gonna want some affection. You know what I'm saying? The dollar bill, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. But like you say, that we are what you call them, emotional human beings, sociable. Some you were saying by nature.
We're sociable by nature, and we need love by nature. That's natural for us.
And if that man just coming home and another thing about beauty, then that women don't understand, because I see so many women on social media exploiting, you know, their bodies and how beautiful they are according to the scale of America. That beauty ain't worth nothing if your soul ugly.
Right.
And that beauty will eventually fade.
Mm-hmm.
Austin and I know women that we went to school with, high school with actually, and a few college mates that was beautiful.
Oh,
I'm talking about flawless.
Yeah.
And they treated other people, not us, because they was on our level, but the other guys that would try to shoot at them, they would treat them a certain type of way, We go back and look at them women, I'm gonna say 10 years after high school or 5 years after college, and those beautiful women didn't look the same. Either they gained weight, they had a wreck, they messed their face up, their hair fell out. God punished them, is what I said. Because I was like, wow, she was so this and that. And then they'd be like 250 pounds. Right. When they was 110, 120 in school, size 5 maybe. And now they in a 30 woman. You know what I'm saying? And we looking like, you know, so that the women try to use that beauty as feeling like they're superior. But that man, soon as he turn a corner, is gonna be always somebody out there that's more prettier than you. Just like with men with money. It's gonna always be another brother on another corner that may have a little bit more money than you.
Right.
Drive a nicer car than you, a better job than you, in a different tax bracket than you. So you have to find that person who you like, who you get along with, who you can conversate with, who you don't mind, who you can stand being around. I know people in relationships that's been in relationships for over 20 years that don't even like each other, but they used each other because they got together in high school, got an apartment together in high school, right out of high school. You know, or they got pregnant, had a baby and got together in high school, a year after high school, and they've been together ever since, can't even stand each other. And the guy, he sleeps around at random. And every blue moon, she slip off and get her some extra, and they just living together and they happy. Some people like that. I just don't.
You know, there are cheaters and beaters in every race. So, you know, you could say you're gonna run off and get a white man, an Asian, or whatever, and you still may end up with the same results. And the money that
statistically, white men ain't checking for black women. Like, you got a small percentage of other nationalities of men. So your pick of going outside your race is very slim.
Well, they look at the movies and they think that that's not
reality. That's not reality. No, that's very, very, you know, if you're not at that elite level, you're not a high earner, that everyday running the mill Shaquiqui and Shanae, they not getting no white man like that because they understand legacy. They understand that they got to carry themselves over, and they got to be able to withstand their rejection from their family. So if they're gonna get their rejection from their family, they're gonna at least get something,
Somebody
a dime or something. Yeah, that's somebody that's worth it. So they look at legacy. They look at you carrying on to the next generation. They look at it in the future. So our women be running that game about white women. I mean, going with a white man, the average woman, they ain't checking for you like that. Not at all.
And
that's just a fact. Go ahead, Jay.
Then going back to what you were stating before about, staying in the house with someone that's cheated on you, and you all are having these, this issue.
They together. You know them too. You know them well. It's sad.
So
it's sad.
I mean, so it's just like a dude beating on his girl and leaving her with a black eye and busted up her face, and you all still sleeping together. You getting up fixing him breakfast the next morning. And right. He slapping you on the butt and kissing you on that cheek that his fist print is still on. Yeah. Women.
Then he apologized, babe. I'm sorry, but you know how I get when you say that.
You I love you. I love you so much that I hurt you when you make me hurt you.
Hey, I call that tough love.
Right.
So but people that get abused, they still have to find a way to pick themselves up, to bring their self-esteem up. And again, not let people take their worth and make it zero or negative, zero. And you have to look at yourself every day. And if you don't want to go to prison, you are already feeling what prison is like by being in that type of relationship. The type of pressure that's put on you in that relationship, the constant guarding of you, not guarding you in a positive way, but guarding you, meaning watching over you, being your oppressor.
Right.
You have to bring yourself up out of that. So when people decide to allow themselves not to have skills and want to be stay-at-home mothers and wives and these type of things and not stay up on any type of skills, giving up the power of the financial power of being on their own, of being an individual, these are the things that you find yourself in that you have to deal with. Hey, not all of them. I'm not saying that, but in a number of situations, that's what happens. A person, an abuser, first isolates you from your family, isolates you financially. So you're totally dependent upon them.
Right.
And then so you have no other option except accepting those punishments that they place on you daily.
Well, these days with social media, that's not as a hinder to them as it used to be back in the day, because they feel like they can leave him at any time because what one man won't do, another one to do. And so they don't feel like they really have to take that abuse because of social media, Snapchat, Instagram, DMs, the social media spectrum. They can meet that person who can sell. He sells them that dream that he will take care of them, and they don't have to tolerate nothing he putting up with. And they sell them that dream, whether it's they get into one or two arguments. Man, that brother tripping. We did so he gonna sell that dream if he going upside their head. Now, when she actually make that move to try to get out that relationship, it's gonna be a different story, because now he got to alter his life to take care of her, to make it convenience for her to move in with him and be around him, and then that's gonna be another problem. So
here's the issue. They keep you in a lot of cases, you end up selecting the same type of person. So then you're gonna have to start looking at what you are selecting, not what you're attracting, but what you're selecting. Because if you are a nice looking, attractive female or male, you're going to attract any and everything. Then you have to decipher what you are choosing to be with.
Right.
But these days, it's so many wolves in sheep's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
You can date somebody now for 6 months and still never really know who that person is. And a lot of guys on social media has been coming out lately saying that when they married somebody, they find out 3, 4, 5, 6 months up the road that this person wasn't who they thought they were, and they dated for 2, 3 years. So
Right.
it's hard to tell what you're gonna get. I'm talking about so many guys and females on here saying that when they married him, they wasn't the person they thought they married.
Well, that's why you have to go around their friends. You have to go around their family. You have to go back to their hometown. You have to do your in-depth investigation of who you're going to
But
be
what
with.
if you fall before you do that?
Well, you fall back. I don't care if I do fall for you. I can fall for you and walk away from you because you're not for me. And
But
I know a lot of people have issue with that.
what if she putting on, she's the perfect female, you done told everybody about her. Perfect.
So I don't care.
And now you
Yeah.
every blue moon you hear a little lie. Every blue moon you hear a little ratchet. Every blue moon you hear a little this. But
I like a little ratchet, but the thing is, you have to listen. You have to listen to what people, what friends and family say, and you question those things. Be like, ooh, how she interacts with her friends, what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? So if her friend talking about, I got these 3 different dudes, blah 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 blah, and then you catch her slipping up saying, yeah, I remember when I was fucking such and such and such and such at the same time, and you know what I'm saying?
right.
Or a lot of times, man, I believe this, that when you with someone, man, a person really got to be really low down and manipulative to really hide themselves, because people tend to let you know who they are from the jump. It can take 3 to 6 months. It don't take that long. I think a lot of times we really ignore those flags.
You ignore them because you feel like that they doing that to them, and that they wouldn't do that to you because y'all supposed to be like this.
But
you're
9 times out of 9 times, their friends are an extension of themselves. So a lot of times you can look at a person's friends because birds of a feather flock together.
And then, like I said, when Brandon was on here, I beg to differ on that because I hung with a lot of people and I didn't
mindset.
Not a lot. The few people I hung with, we were affiliated by music.
Yeah,
so they wasn't nobody that we didn't have the same personality. They didn't get the women I got. They wasn't in the same social class I was in.
But that's what it don't have nothing to do with your social class and nothing physical. It's about what's mental, the common thing that you have.
And that was music. And that was music. So you can't say
so they wasn't really your friends because of
exactly. That's why I say you say, but I flop. You didn't say friends. You said flop. You said flop.
Yeah,
you said flop.
Listen,
I only flock with him,
bro. Birds of a feather flock together.
Right.
So when birds of a feather, that means your friends. That means you share a same common goal. You one-minded. We're not dealing with people you associate yourself with.
No.
We're not dealing with behavior. We dealing with mindset. We're not dealing with no social class. It's something that's unseen.
Right. I understand.
So when you got those friends, and you attach it, you attracted to ratchetness, you attracted to ghetto life, because it's like that all the time. This is the person you're gonna be dealing with.
All right.
Okay, if you get them out their situation and you get them in something better, but they still acting the same way,
I
and they
understand
want to
that.
hang around.
Like I said, you can take
That's
the
who you're
lady,
dealing with.
you can take the woman out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the woman. But let me
No.
explain this to you. Let me just break that birds of a feather thing down to you, though.
No,
This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying.
You can't break
And
down.
like I said on the last podcast,
You can't refute.
another podcast, the
You can't
famous
refute.
line, hey, even Juvenile understand what I'm saying. Juvenile said, you don't really want to fuck with them niggas, huh? You grow up with them niggas, huh? So you stuck with them niggas, huh? Meaning, I move from place to place. Listen, I move from place to place. You can shake your head all day, but I'm talking from experience. Listen, this experience. When you move from place to place, if you're gonna affiliate yourself with anybody, they stay next door. They stay 3 houses down. You ride the same bus. Y'all got a class together. That don't mean mentally or my mentality is the same as them. They may want to go rob a liquor store. I'm gonna be at home. They might want to go and break in Sister Johnson's house. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be at home. So just because I'm with them, because we come together, because we finna go rehearse, or we dance, we finna go practice. They could dance. So we have that one common goal, and that's dancing. So that don't mean my mentality is like theirs. But in your case, birds of a feather flock together. In your case, but I was a loner. I stood by myself.
So let's step back a little bit. Let's step back a little bit. So going back to who you are. Going back to what we were saying.
No, not necessarily.
Going back to what we were saying as
not associated. If I'm affiliated with you through music, that's all we have in common. You are no extension of how I live my life. I F with you because of music. You ain't got no extension on how I live my life.
So going back.
That's all I'm saying. So, Bird, I flock with people that I have things in common with, and a lot of times with me being a DJ, a rapper, / producer, a lot of the people I flock with were affiliated with music. They wasn't my friend. My cousin was my friend. Renard was my friend. Rufus, all them was a music affiliation, and we grew into being family. But but I had a lot of other associates that did a whole lot of other things that I wasn't affiliated with. But every time it was time for me to go to the park, we all met up and we walked to the park.
All right,
we all met up. We rode our bikes to the park. We roller skated to the park. But they wasn't an extension of who I was. We grew up in the same neighborhood. They was up the road and we went. But when I come in the house, I do my thing.
Go ahead, make a point.
Go ahead, Jay. So, because like I said, it's certain things we already know. Jada ain't gonna understand certain things, and that's understood.
Yep, exactly. So,
go ahead.
Going back to what we were saying, how people use what they do is they put on their false self in the beginning of a relationship, and what they're presenting is their false self. They're on their most on their best behavior. You're not seeing all of the negativity, but then within 3 to 6 months, then they put on their true self.
Every blue moon, you're gonna see the true self.
Yeah, so you start to see who they truly are. And even though you see these red flags, then like my therapist told me, she was like, when I was in couples therapy, she said, stop thinking you're so damn great that you can change someone. And that's how I was. I felt that whatever the situation was, whoever I was dealing with, I can change them into what I wanted them to be, or who I wanted them to be, or how I wanted them to be. And rather than finding someone or allowing myself to find someone, or them to find me, however it goes, that I am more compatible with, and I can accept who they are exactly the way that they came in.
Okay. All right. As I said before, your friends, when you meeting somebody in your life and you seeing that you have somebody female, you dealing with somebody. You have to look at the people she deal with and she associate with that she call her friends. Her friends are an extension of who she is because they share common things in life.
No, wait, let me ask you this though.
They share.
I feel on it. Let me ask you this though. Is there an exception to the rule, or in your eyesight, that's everybody in the world?
It ain't no eyesight. It ain't no
then
eyesight.
you need to say that.
It ain't
because I'm an exception to the rule. Is what I'm saying.
No exception to the rule.
And I know people that's an exception to the rule. How you gonna tell me that, Drew?
You can't define nature and
no,
natural human reaction.
That's just like saying all black men cheat. Is that true?
Your friends are an extension of who you are.
Do all black men cheat?
Your friends are an extension.
That ain't what I asked you. You can keep repeating.
Your friends,
all black men cheaters.
Your friends are an extension of who you
all
are.
Black men cheaters.
Because you come in a one common. Because by nature we're social. You hang with people. You're around people. Winners hang with winners.
Jay, let me ask you this:
people that do it music, you got common interests. You develop friendships and relationships with people.
But a lot of stuff they do, I didn't do. So you can't say because no. I'm going to give a prime example, Jay. Hold up. Let me break this down. Let me break this down. Okay, we heard you. Now listen to me. I'm going to break this down.
You didn't let me hit. You ain't even let me finish.
No. I'm going to break it down because you didn't repeated it over and over. You're repetitive. I'm going to break it down with the guy right down the phone, Jay Austin. I'm grown. Renard and I, we smoke. Renard and I, we drink. Jay Austin was with us every day, everywhere we went. He didn't touch a bottle. He did not roll a joint. He did not take a puff.
That's behavior.
But when people seeing us, we best friends.
That's behavior. But that's your own individual behavior.
Right. But he didn't partake.
A common affinity to
but
one
he
another.
did not partake in what
don't mean anything. What you have to do and what you're doing, your problem is you think what you're doing and the common habits that you have make you friends. No, it's a common interest in life that you have that first of all, he related to you. That's first. However y'all met, y'all hung together because of your affinity to one another.
Right.
You got love for your cousin.
But you're saying
other relationship.
Saying birds of a feather flock together.
And that's
we
birds
flock.
of a feather. Hold up.
But he didn't do everything we did, is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, on the birds of a feather thing, just because Christina is a hoe, that don't mean Monique gonna be a hoe.
No, we're not talking about that, bro. We're not talking about what you do in action. Because when I hung with Chuck, Charles, OZ and them, we did music together. We was a clique. We grew to be friends through the music. Brian and them went off and did their own thing. They respected me as an individual, but we were still friends. That don't mean that because I don't do this, we're not friends. No, we came together as a common goal with the music.
Okay.
That's all my friends that I ever had, I've been friends through the music. Me and Brandon in the Nation of Islam together. Me and Brandon are like brothers. Me and Brandon share struggle. You become friends when you share struggle. When you got your last, and I give, hey bro, here go get you something to eat. We eating together. We're bonding. You can go off and go jump off a building and beat women, but that friendship is bonded through action, and we looking out for each other.
But the question I have:
birds of a feather flock together.
Right.
Means that
y'all been.
No,
I'm agree with what you're saying.
Stop now. You're not in feeling what I'm saying because you cut me off.
No, I'm agree with what you're saying.
Birds of a feather flock together, meaning that you all been through a struggle. You identify. We know the inside jokes. We can go and walk around and laugh with each other. And nobody don't know what went on with me, you, and Jay, but us. We can talk about what we did 10, 15 years ago. Man, how we had to go in here and take this and that. Or we had a few dollars. We pitched in and gave Jay to get in the dollar movie. Or we used to crack the door.
I got a question for JR. I got a question for JR.
Yes, sir.
the things that we did, Renard and I, and Rufus, you and Tater didn't really do none of the stuff that us three did. Right. Now, when people used to try to say, let me get y'all, they'll see you and they'll say, shit, man, I got some booms for them back there, because they know me and Renard and them used to sit outside the liquor stores to get that liquor, and they know you hung with us, and they come and say to you, man, we got that booms for them, man, we got that gin, we got that vodka. And you used to always say, I don't drink, but they thought since you hung with us, that birds of a feather shit, they figured that you did what we did. So when people say you gotta watch the friends that she be around, that he be around, and you can tell who he is, I totally disagree with that, because I've seen that. I DJ in the clubs. I've seen women come in the clubs that wasn't club hoppers, but all her friends was hoochie mamas. And she'll be like, well, it's her birthday, so they wanted me to come, so I'm here. She dozing off, she nodding. She don't even want to be in the club, but that's where they're hanging to do the birthday party at. And so they asked her to come by. So she stopped by for a little while. She finna go to the house. She just stopped by to show love, because that's what her friends, her associates, the people she went to school with, the people that she grew up with on her street do. So just because a person is hanging with a hood rat, that don't make that person that's friends with them of the hood, of that rat pack. That doesn't necessarily mean that, because if that person was raised by parents who said, I want you to go out here, you're gonna get an education, you find you a job, you find you a man that has something. She was brought up in that household with structure, where the neighbor that she go to school with, they meet every day and go to the bus stop. They ride the bus together. They share socks. They wear each other's shoes, shirts. But she was raised different. So you can't necessarily sit there and say that I'm gonna judge Sharon and say she a hoe because Michelle out there and screwed the whole football team. Yep. I can't really do that. Once I learn to look at an individual for who they are and not who they hang around or be around, I started seeing different. So I just see things different. Everybody have their own views. But with me being a socialist and me meeting as many women and people that I've met in my lifetime through all my travels and the work that I do, I learned that I was a firm believer of birds of a feather flock together until I started seeing the different ways these people were living. The different things that, like the friends going to jail for shoplifting. This person ain't got nothing on her stand. I'm like, how they in jail? Are the friends pregnant with 3 and 4 kids and this person don't have any? So I slowly matured. Just like I said, when I was growing up, I looked down on women who had children until I looked at how they got the children. And so I'm always willing to learn and look at another view. Now, a lot of cases, birds of a feather flock together in the negatives do hold true. But I've seen instances where there don't. There are
birds of a feather flock together is not a negative connotation.
You can't pin.
Birds of a feather flock together is not a negative connotation. It's your communist, the struggle you've been through.
Yeah, but some people use that. Some people would use that as a negative narrative to say that if her friend's a hoe, she a hoe. If his friend's a hoe, he a hoe.
If she knows
me and you buddy, and you'll never catch my body count. And we buddy. We buddy.
Bro, why you gotta prove to be right all the time? Again,
it ain't right all the time. You the one that don't want to be wrong at all. I accept when I'm wrong. You the one that don't want to listen to the other side. It's always another route. It's another route.
I'm listening to the other side.
You told me that I'm no exception to the rule.
You're not.
I'm a strong-minded person. I do what I want when I want. I
You're
never
not.
was influenced by nobody I hung with.
It ain't about
Never.
being influenced, bro. The people
Okay,
that you hang with,
so
the
all right,
people
so
that you hang with,
Hey, y'all know how
the
I
people.
do. Go ahead.
Nah.
look.
The
This,
people-
this,
Hold
this,
up, Jay. Let me say what I need to say. The people that you hang with, when I'm saying birds of a feather flock together, the people that you hang with and the struggles you done been through that bonds you as friends, those are the ones that you hang together. The struggles, the ups and downs you've been through. That's what that is. Regardless of a body count and your insults and all that stuff you do and try to do the things you do, bro. You don't want to be wrong. You do this all the time. You don't want to
Right.
be wrong, bro.
Do I get paid for being right? I ain't got no problem being wrong, but I just want I want you to hear. But no, my thing is no. Let me explain this to you.
That's wrong.
It's not that I don't want to be wrong.
No.
No.
Have to explain anything.
I know I don't.
That's so.
But
That's
I want to explain, just like you explaining to me right now, right? And you want me to listen, right?
That's social science, bro. That is social science. People that have common interests hang together.
all right.
We
So
understand.
right, you're absolutely
You're right.
Both of y'all are right.
You're absolutely right.
People that have,
But I'm just saying, don't. All I'm saying is,
people that have commonalities hang
that's
together,
not what we do.
but they don't have to do the exact.
What we do?
Hold up. No, we don't hurl insults at each other on no podcast, bro. We don't do that to each other, man.
we don't get in our feelings on them either. We
I'm
just
not
discuss
getting
it.
you the one getting in your feelings because I told the birds of a feather flock together. It's what it is. That's social science. You trying
That's
to
social
debate?
science, but no. But I'm saying
you're not above social science, bro. People hang together that been through struggles, ups and downs. That's me and Brandon been doing each other for 25 years, 30 years.
right.
Me and brother been
doesn't
through ups
actually
and
have to
downs
be
together.
struggles, ups and
Yeah.
downs.
I'm cool with people that I ain't never struggled with.
It's just commonalities. Just people
It's
with
the
commonality.
That's
people
but
with
I just
common
told you that.
mindset,
It's commonality.
Mindset,
but
you
don't
wasn't
share the
saying
same
that.
behaviors.
You
That's
don't
all
share
it
the
is.
same
They don't
behavior.
Exactly.
That's what I was
that
telling
means
you.
that means you
You
can't
was trying
say
to go into a whole thesis on how somebody go to a club and they pretend as they a hoe because they go to the club. I wasn't saying that. I'm talking about your behavior, social science.
okay.
That's in nature.
I'm talking about
people hang around each other. You
Right.
talking about something totally different. I'm not talking about that.
But I'm going
We
past
got
that.
common interests.
We have a common interest.
But
that
the
common
point I
interest-
was making about people's extension with their friends. When you deal and they in agreement in who they hang with, their intimate friends, that's their extension of those intimate friends. Not their associates, not them going to a club. I'm talking about the ones they talk to in the dark. What type of person they are. It can be one or two people. It don't have to be a group. How they deal with one another. That they come in so far in the same mind that they believe the same thing that you can see in their friends who they really are. And then 9 times out of 9 times is who they manifest to be.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I can't agree with all of what you just stated, but
it's social science.
I can't agree.
But it's social science.
We get what you're saying.
That they have some commonalities.
Yeah. But different behavior.
One may be a cheater, one may not be a cheater. And
Right.
one may talk the other one
but
out.
They look out for each other.
But they have
look out for each other.
They have different values. Because a lot of people come to me that I talk to that's going through things, and I'm friends with them. I call myself a friend to them. I listen to them. I give them advice. But just because they say I'm finna go out here and mess over Sharon because I got Sheila sitting over here waiting, that don't mean I'm gonna do that when I get in my situation.
That's not what I'm saying, bro. Go ahead, man. That's not what.
But when you say birds of a feather, but
no, I'm not. No, I'm not, bro. Stop. Don't. No.
When I say you, I'm not talking about you. At this point, step your ass back, get out your feelings, and just listen. When I say you, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying when someone says, you didn't got sensitive. So I'm finna get into my teacher mode with you. When someone says, a lot of times, when someone says birds of a feather flocks together, they're saying that the people you hang around, you do the same thing they do. Your behavior is identical. I say a lot of times, a lot of people when they say that, because I'm one of the ones that used to say that, and I meant if you hang with a thief, 9 times out of 10, nigga, you a thief. That was just my mentality until I started learning paying attention to who the individual was themselves. So I'm speaking from the way I used to view things. Birds of a feather flock together. When you see a person hanging with a female that you know loose, and you say, "Why are you hanging with her?"
We talking about social science, bro.
You friends with her?
I'm coming from the vantage point of social science. I'm not talking about that man, your individual mentality. I'm talking about from social science. People that have common interests, common goals in life, hang together. What you do in your life, in your private curtain, that's on you. You may be selling dope. You may be a drug dealer. But your common interests, y'all come in, y'all go to school together, y'all study together, y'all look out for each other. And a lot of times, man, I didn't know you were struggling with that. Because we share common interests. We done been through something together. That's the point I was making, dealing with the mates that you deal with. Is that you got to examine and look at with the type of relationships that they have with these people, how they act when they with them. Are they one way with you? That's the point I was making.
Right.
So if they ratchet and cuss and want to drink and smoke, but they playing their heavenly body with you, but that person they hang with really go out and open them up to who they really are. You got to look at that.
That's real. And hold up.
That was the whole thing. Yeah.
I can't say that.
And Phantom. The deal wasn't an insult. That was hyping you.
That was
hyping you up. That was really. But in my view, I saw that as a hype up. Just like I said, when I drink, he didn't drink. If I was loose with the women and you're not, because you preserve yourself, you set yourself on a higher standard. That's a plus in your book. I tell you plenty of times I wish I could go back. So there really wasn't an insult.
But the point I was making was dealing with social science and was trying to make a point.
And the point I was making is, although it's social science, if we're connected to music, that don't mean that if they go out and go rob somebody, I'm gonna go rob somebody.
But our relationship past rap music, bro.
No. I ain't talking about that.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, our relationship went through ups and downs.
We ain't talking about us. I'm talking about somebody else. I never include myself in none of this stuff like but we doing personal. You and I. I'm saying
we're gonna continue.
All I'm saying is just because a person hang with a thief, grew up with a thief, got a common interest, whether it's trigonometry, whether it's computer science, and then that person sells drugs, his partner sells drugs, don't label that other person as a drug dealer because of the birds of a feather flock together shit. All I'm saying is if their common goal is computer science, then they're connected through computer science and they communicate and they became close through computer science. When they get through talking about computer science and he's ready to go and do his corner drug sales, that other person out of it. When I hung with Rick, my brother, Rick had friends that I did not fuck with. So when Rick got through with me, he went and fucked with the dipshits. I didn't deal with them. So birds of a feather, Rick mostly hung with the dipshits. He hung with the dipshits.
But that's your brother.
And that was our common. That's why we were common, because of brothership, not because of what they did. Not because of who he hung with.
We're not talking about their actions, bro. We're talking about a commonness that you have either through struggle, you got through family, and struggle is not necessarily bad. I'm talking about you've been through something together that y'all rode this thing out and got to the other side.
And
it build a bond.
So
go ahead, Jay.
We're gonna keep talking about.
Go ahead, Jay.
All right.
No. The point I apologize. The point I was making was with your mate on the red flags. That's the point I was making.
Right.
When you look and extend on how they act when they're with their friends.
Right. So
and what opened them up. Go ahead.
So what I was about to say is even when you're with your friends, you adapt to whatever your environment is. Yeah. So when I was with my wife, I was one way.
Yeah.
And then when I got with my one side of my family, I was another way.
Right.
And when I got with my other side of the family, I was another way. And she saw that as being fake. No, it's not me being fake. It's me adapting to how I with certain people. So if I'm sitting over here when I'm with you, we having our personal conversation, our personal interactions. When I'm with and then when I'm also with you and we go into this other environment, if me and my brother, if we cap on each other, that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
and me, I don't curse a lot.
Yeah.
And so I think I said something. I think I called my brother a pussy. And she was like, "Ooh, you cursed. You don't curse around me. You said a bad word. You done lied to me because now you say you said you didn't curse."
Yeah.
And
I'm like,
so that means that's a shot down to the birds of a feather. He blends in. He's a chameleon. I mean, so do I. I know how to blend in. I'm gonna be one way with you. We gonna do what we do, but then I may get with Luke and do something else, and I may get with Rufus and we get high and do something else, and I may get with Renard and we drink and do something else. But so just because you with me and people see if I drink or if I smoke and you with me, that don't mean you a drinker or a smoker. But a lot of people would take that birds of a feather and say, "Oh man, you hanging with Black. Why you with Black? Black do this, Black a hoe, Black do this, Black do that." But that's not your character. We know each other in a different realm. So that birds of a feather flock together, that's true to a whole big extent when you're younger. People could say that, but when you're grown and you get to know individuals of who they are, like when you took the time to know who I was, everybody, he's an asshole, he this, he that, how you tolerate him, and then you have to tell them, hey, y'all don't know him like I know him, but in their eyesight, I'm this and I'm that. So if they say, well, he's hood, he this, he that, you know different. Everybody don't need to know. So that birds of a feather, that's why I say I'm slightly an exception to the rule, because I'm just to myself. And like Jay say, like Austin said, we can blend in any crowd. I'm an intelligent hooper. I'm a corporate thug. I can put on a suit, walk in there with my briefcase and sit at that table with the most intelligent ones, or I can throw my hat to the back and hang out on the corner with the drug dealer and shoot gang pass out flyers with him. So you can't really put a jacket on who I am. And so that's why I don't really 100% judge people. But like you said, if I hear them agreeing with that person, getting emotional with the negative or positive, whatever, with that person, yes, that's the one that you say, okay, this is who she's really like. And when you said that, that toned all my stuff really down, because that made me see that you're not saying as a whole spectrum. Just because I see Sierra with Megan Thee Stallion, that she's just like Megan.
No,
that's because they got common music together. But if Megan wanna say she gonna get on her knees and suck on an if she say that and Sierra married, you know what I'm saying, just because they hang together, that don't mean they gonna do the same thing. And then Austin also said, yeah, they have a common ground, but their actions are different. So that's why he say both of us was right. But like I say, when I said the body count thing, it wasn't no knock, because him and I both, if we can go back, and we would have been a hell of a lot more preservative. So that wasn't a knock. That was like, you more structured, you more got your thing, you were more focused on what you was doing. You had other things. We partake in that because that's what we did. So that wasn't a knock. That was a salute.
I was addressing a red flag.
I feel you, but that was a salute. I didn't want you to think that was a blow, because he agreed that we would choose a different vehicle to drive if we could go back.
No, I was addressing the red flag because I've seen this in a lot of conversations people have. They said, man, if I ignored this sign when I saw this, when you see people and they said, Oh, I don't do this no more. I used to do that. I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
I'm not this way. I'm this way.
Right.
They real kind with you and real sweet with you. But then they can be around somebody, their close friend come around. They say they didn't do this, they didn't do that. I don't smoke. Did you smoke? Now I don't want nobody else to smoke it. No, I don't smoke no more. I done got away from that stuff. I don't do that no more. So bam, friend come around, girl. You know I got this joint. And she, girl, be quiet, be quiet. Looking, doing this, that, and the third.
You 100%
so
right.
Bam, you lying. So
Okay.
and this is who you are. This is really who you are when you hang. The person you hang with intimately is really the person you are, because you seeing that, and it's 100% effective by looking at their friends, how they get in the situation. Are they gonna lie? How they deal with certain things, how they are under pressure, how they handle people, or do they talk about people behind their back? So it's a lot of things that you see. You telling their business, intimate business. You coming back telling you. They're gonna tell you what y'all was going on with y'all. It's red flags that's already being shown. So when you have somebody like that, those flags, you gotta really say, okay, these gonna be the deal breakers. That's the point I was making. We're not talking about. I'm talking about when you intimately dealing with somebody, you really gotta examine that stuff.
The key word, right?
We're not talking about chameleons. We're not talking about you blending in with other people. We're not talking about that. But the even keel of who you are and what you shown to me, but you something else, and you telling me one thing, but you showing me something else, that's a red flag. That's the whole point that I was making. So when you birds of a feather flock together, it can be represent two people, because I'm sharing this mindset that I'm really I'm on what she on. I'm on what he on. I'm really a cheater. I'm just trying to get with you. But I really get down like this. Yeah, girl, I was with the other night.
What you think, Jay?
Want to do this threesome? Yeah, so now let's listen to me. Yeah, girl, yeah, such and such, boom, boom, boom. Girl, oh, for real, man. Yeah, my friend was telling me, man, she got 2 niggas. And she excited with it. So you looking at her response, she didn't say, told me she was excited that she was with 2 dudes. Go on, girl, do your thing. That's a red flag. That's something that you got to look at.
You're right.
That's
on
not
that.
something you don't want to do. Because I've been through that and ignored it and got drugged through the mud for doing it. A woman, she inclined to want to do different things as her friends into S&M. You got to look at if you're not that type of person, if you don't dial up like that and have that type of sexual appetite, you better leave that woman alone.
But a lot of times, that's where the infidelity and the cheating comes in.
That's where the conversation come in at and say, hey, oh, okay, that's not something I do. Well, that's something I do.
But if you didn't already fail for them, that's where the cheating come in at.
No, but you can see that in. That's why you hang with them.
No,
because they're gonna be themselves. They're gonna be themselves.
Also,
human beings are just like that.
Sometimes they can live vicariously through their friends, although they admire this type of lifestyle, or
if they admire it, that's a red flag.
Wait.
Okay.
They may admire this type of lifestyle, or they may look at this type of lifestyle and think it may be something that's exciting, but they themselves do not want to indulge. There could be 2 parts to that. Just like
I got you.
Just like people, we watch boxing or watch UFC, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we want to get in there and do those things. So we vicariously live through whatever our favorite boxer or UFC fighter is.
Jay, if my girl okay with getting a train ran on her, laying up with other men, and she see her friend, she getting excited with what her friend just did, and she excited about that, that's a red flag, bro. Even if you want to live vicariously, that means that's something that you wanted to do, but you don't got the courage to do because you may not be with the right person to do it. So when we live vicariously, that's something with the opportunity. We probably missed that opportunity, and we seeing somebody else live the life that we wanted. Now we got to look at it like, man, oh, you do, girl, because that I'm telling you, that happened to me, and I didn't pick up on it, and it played out just the way it. That's just the way I'm saying. You got to look out for stuff like that.
Yeah,
You got to know what they interest in. If their sexual appetite so high, because some people you're not gonna be able to satisfy. If they sexual appetite so high, you need to leave that person alone. If that person a nymphomaniac, you need to leave that person alone. If you conservative, yeah, you like sex, but you don't like it like her. She's addicted to it. He's addicted because it's trauma. Something happened to that person. So you gotta know the type of people that she deal with, hang around. She probably deal with swingers. Then what we got going? She dealing with swingers. What's happening then? Boom. You mean that? Oh, okay. Why would you even be interested in hanging with people like that? What is it in you that you even attracted to people like that?
So if a heterosexual guy, hangs out with a gay dude, does that necessarily mean that he wants to be gay?
No, it's not necessarily. It's not necessarily the thing that he wants to be gay, but what common interest do they have together?
They could work. They could work out at the gym.
They could be working out at the gym. There it is. But that's a common interest. But if that gay guy telling this heterosexual guy his exploit, and the heterosexual guy getting excited of what he got going on, that's a red flag, man. That's something. He ain't like, hey, bro, I don't want to hear that. Oh, he did what? Tell me again. If he's into and want to live vicariously like that, bro, that's a super red flag. If
so
that's
what
not
if,
something you into.
So what if the heterosexual guy is telling the gay guy about what he did with his female, and the gay guy was like, "Oh, that's what you did? Wow. Well, this what you can do. Something different. Some, or whatever." So does that mean
with his
woman be a heterosexual?
No, it's he's telling him, giving him a tip. He's not telling him his exploits. He's telling him what he should do.
I'm saying
so. What he said is telling that's two different things. He's not telling him his exploits. He's telling him what you could do to make your sex life better, whatever what your partner is, because this is what I do with this, that, and the third. It may work different for a woman, but this is what I want you to try, this, that, and the third.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? So it's not. But you're not living vicariously. It's just you telling somebody and you giving them some information. But it's not. I'm getting excited.
So could the gay guy? So could the heterosexual guy just be listening to his friend talk about whatever it is he's done, and be like,
yeah, he can talk about it. But if that heterosexual man getting excited over two men, and getting excited about it, like he would get excited if I'm talking to you about another woman. So we gotta look at something.
So if you and your girl are watching girl on girl porn, and she gets excited, does that mean that she wants to go lay with another female?
Well, that's probably something she's okay. If that's something she's into, if she's into that, then that's where the conversation comes in. Hey, what do you like? That's where the conversation comes into. Hey, you like girl on girl? Do you like doing this? And if she says no on the conversation, I ain't into that, and then you turn around and get into that, that's a red flag, bro. If you being upfront, hey, look, I go both ways. I like women too. That's something different. And that's a lot of times what we do. We lie, we reel people in, we manipulate people. We try to gaslight people and make them think that they're crazy, that they didn't see what they just saw. That's what that is. So if you try to gaslight, manipulate, but if you being straight up and you answering the right questions, then whatever follow behind that, that's really on you. But if you coming in not knowing, and then they get into this, you like, whoa, hey, nobody else in the bedroom, then it's an issue that you have with your partner, your gay friend. Boom. hey, look, ain't into, yes, hey, bro, we finna go do this gym thing. Ain't into nothing. So you laying them ground rules, just like certain things you just can't say about the ministry. You can't say about the Nation of Islam. It's like, hey, bro, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So if you cross that line with me, then we got to go our separate ways. You follow what I'm saying? So it's always a conversation that's ahead always a conversation that's ahead that you need to have. And a lot of times people don't want to do that. I'm not saying that people don't do what they do, but at least have that conversation and see where they cross them. Because if I'm crossing boundaries with you, then I'm not your friend. That's something that you got to look out for as a woman. For a woman crossing boundaries with you, knowing this is not the thing that you like, but she do it anyway, bro, that's a red flag. If you're talking about something, doing something you don't supposed to be doing, and you say you don't do it, but you do it anyway, that's a red flag. That's what I'm saying.
So anything you need to have upfront and true conversation in regards to.
That's the point.
Because you should allow that person to find someone that has common interests and goals with
that you have.
With like because you're not going to be satisfied,
right?
And they're not going to, and they're always going to be fearful or not satisfied,
right?
Because you haven't had this conversation. If you like you said, if you want to be with another woman or whatever it is,
make that be known. Let that be known. That's what you, because I failed in relationships because I've dealt with women that say they want to do something, but it's something else. They this way because they know who I am. They this way, but then they showing this way. I want to do this with you, but then it's something else. Everything okay, and then all of a sudden it's not, because there's no conversation. It's just you saying, hey, you a Muslim, or you do this, you the fruit man. Hey, I don't want to hang with you like that. But if you got a problem with hanging with me in public, so I've seen those type of experiences and been through. I'm telling you, being upfront. If a person can't be upfront with you, you're not having those conversations, it's gonna be a problem. They're gonna cheat on you. They're getting bored. They're not talking to you. It's about communication. They're getting bored because this person's appetite is salacious. It got a big appetite to be pleased. So they want to be. You got men out here want to be paid, stuff up their ass now. So they want that type of excitement. But you may not be into that. So you got to have that conversation and say, hey, that's not something that I want to do. That was the whole point that I was making. And if you hang around women, S&M, and you excited and you get hyped when you see it, and you see this body expression that they swinging and they did this, that, and the third, and you seeing them get excited behind it, or not saying, girl, so what I think, girl, they crazy.
I think what he's saying, Austin, is just because they hang with them cordially, that doesn't necessarily mean that they do the same thing they'll do. But if they get excited about it, support it, feed into it, 8 times out of 10, that's what they're into.
I don't see nothing wrong with cheating on your husband if he do. Like, huh?
Yeah. So, like, if she give the advice, girl, if I was you, so if your girl, if your girl on the phone and she says her friend and her man into it, check the inbox, Phantom. Her friend, her husband or boyfriend and her into it, her long-term boyfriend and her into it, and your girl say, girl, I wouldn't even put up with that. I'll be messing with that guy that drive a Ferrari on your job. If she gives that type of advice to a so-called close friend of hers, 8 times out of 10, that's how she is as a woman, is what he's saying. Not because they talk on the phone every now and then, or she listened to the woman problems, and then when she get off the phone, she might say, that girl got life messed up. She finna mess over that dude. But if you hear her say, girl, if it was me and I was in that situation, girl, I'd be with I'd be with Tommy. I wouldn't even be putting up with this. I wouldn't even put up with that stuff you putting up with.
Yeah.
So if she do that, he's saying 9 times out of 10 she's into it. Just like he say, if you watching the if they're watching the porn, and they get excited watching female on female porn, that's probably a fetish that she wouldn't mind doing.
Exploring. She want to see what's up with you. She testing you to see and pushing your buttons to see what. You a square. Oh, you don't like that? Oh, you don't like 2 women on? Oh, okay. So
yeah.
I was thinking about doing that for your birthday. You like, whoa, you said. I thought you want somebody that's faithful. You know what I'm saying? You may not be into that. You know what I'm saying? But you talking this talk, but you're presenting yourself this way, but you're doing something totally different, is the point that I'm making. And if your ideals and your views and your ideals match up with this individual that's salacious like that, that's a red flag. Oh, what's wrong with cheating? What would you define as cheating? All this deceptive intelligence. We call it deceptive intelligence. Oh, what's cheating? What's a body count? So if I had 50 guys, it has say that means I'm a slut. Nah, girl, I don't think that means that. Yeah, I don't know what that. So if you have those type of conversations and she's agreeing with that, bro, she shared that woman's mindset. That's something you got to look at. If she's saying that woman's mindset,
yeah.
Tell you. If not, hey, you do what you do. If you know you can handle it, because you coming from a range of experience. So if you can go from a range of experience, then hey, it is what it is. You know you can. Because some men, they can deal with a woman and not finesse a woman that want to fool with other women.
Some men
just can't
live for that. They want to do that.
They like that type of excitement. A lot of men, they just don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They like, look, I'm looking for something serious. Hell, you 50 years old and you still doing the same crap that the little young 20-year-old girls are doing, 30-year-old girls are doing. Because you're trying to tell me something, because we talking as adults. You trying to tell me something, but you doing something else.
They're trying to fit in. A lot of times the women get caught into trying to fit in and please their friends. Because a lot of them have grown and have gotten in relationships where they're actually moving up like the Jeffersons, but that friend that's stuck in that same spot that's not moving wants to kind of pull them back down. And so they end up a lot of times missing out on what's next by trying to hang with a friend that's not, productive.
Right.
So it goes, like I say, it goes a lot of ways. Because I say you show me 5 brothers that's broke, and I bet you they walking over to another brother that's broke too. That the 6th one gonna be broke. So, but like I say, that held truer back in the day than what it does today. Because quite a few of them, people have their own mindset more. If they're 35 plus, they have more mindset. That birds of a feather really holds true to the 25 and under. But I think these days people are affiliated by what's in common, whether it's credit, whether it could be a business goal, it could be whatever. But that other person could be selling drugs, and just because I'm connected because he knows how to do accounting doesn't mean I'm a drug dealer. That was the only point I was making. But then when he broke it down, he didn't say just because you affiliated. He said when you hold deep conversations with them and they're agreeing with things that you don't agree with, you better watch that person. And that he made sense on that one. I was just making sure we weren't throwing everybody in a pot because I hang with a person who smoke drugs, sell drugs, or whatever, that I'm a drug dealer.
No,
Because that's how the white man view us.
No, Chuck
They
them.
throw that jacket.
No,
You
Chuck
know.
them coming up. Chuck them. I hung around Chuck them. We like brothers. Chuck them did their thing, but they respected me. They protected me. If anybody came against me, we fought together. We ate together. We hung out. That's what we did. But they went off, did their own thing. Tony D, they went to the pen. That's what they did. They hustled. They didn't want me in the streets like that because they knew, hey, bro, that ain't your clout. We go to college, go and do your thing. You're gonna make something out yourself. But we still partners because that music brought us together in the situations and the things and experiences that we went through together that bonded us as brothers, made us friends like that.
It's a lot of times they can't detach because I think that's what the athletes, Alvin Kamara and all of them, they're still trying to stay true to their friends, and it's messing with their careers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it gets deep. But we're not saying that because your partner a hoe, you a hoe.
No, that's why I wasn't saying that part.
Yeah, but and that's where I thought he was coming from. And I was trying to correct him on that because I'm gonna have fun. I get loose every blue moon, but I hang around people that don't get loose. They're like, I don't do that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. We used to tease Austin. We'll be in a damn bar. Me and Renard buying the bar, and this dude over here drinking a goddamn Sprite.
Yeah.
You know, but he was like, "Hey, I just act like something in here. I'm gonna turn up with y'all. I don't need that to turn out." So we say, "Okay," So he didn't partake in what we did. So we hung because our commonality was cousinship.
Yeah.
Renard and I, we met through music, but then we turned into brothers once we saw how parents were. Same way with Rufus and Tater. But yeah, we all didn't do the same things. We knew we were, like you said, we respected what the Tater and Austin that didn't participate in the things that we did that they didn't care to do. And they had their reasons, and they didn't do a lot of it because of what they saw growing up. They didn't partake in it. But we was just loose. But yeah, you do have to. That'll be a good topic. Should you judge people by the friends they hang around? That's a touch up subject because many of them gonna beg to differ, and they're gonna come out and say, "Well, my friend Ratchet do have and this and that, but I'm trying to be VP. I'm trying to be the head lady at JP Morgan. I went to college. I got this and that, and she chose to have 4 kids and be a kitchen sink beautician. So that don't mean that the other lady gonna go up, and have all these kids and be a beautician.
No,
but they hang together. They best friends.
But it's their best friend. Their best friends was forged through experience, what they've been through together, what they saw together. If they cried together, and when they grew up and got their own identity. Girl, you going off do this, have 4 children. I still love you, but I'm finna go off and go do this and be a beautician, whatever you gonna be. You may be head of sales or VP at a company, but I may be a beautician. But I know how we grew up together. When I scrape my knee, I can come to you when I failed and was crying, and you helped me up and say it's gonna be okay. The rest of the children on the block didn't do that. You did it when they rejected me. That's how you forge friendship. When people threw me away and you was a friend and you did this and that for me. And I look at you as that because we forge relationships. Mm-hmm. And that's what people do. And they hang together and they show love and form brotherhoods because of what you do.
Right.
Not to add your outside, activity.
That you don't agree with it. You didn't, especially in the early years. Well, early years you was cool with everything I did. I'm gonna say 5 to 6 years after when you joined the nation, we still after you did your first maybe 2 years in the nation, getting familiar with it, with your teaching, once you learned everything and you started coming back around, you didn't agree with, I'm gonna say 80% of the things I was doing at that time.
But I knew what type of person you were. I knew that a lot of people don't know. So we can go back and forth. That's what we do on the podcast. But some people probably think we getting into it. We do this off the mic. You know what I'm saying? Because that's our relationship. It ain't no hard feeling and I'm mad, this, that, and the third. We do this off the mic. We go back and forth with if people don't understand it. That's based on the relationship, the passion, the things that we believe in. And I know what you're capable of because I done seen it. I seen your vulnerable side. You ain't letting everybody know your vulnerable side. I done seen what you done did for me, what I done did for you. That will forge the friendship beyond the music because of the things we done and the things you witnessed. You helped me move. Had to move out my apartment. The things you put into play. That forged friendships. That forged experiences. Now, whatever you do outside of that, hey, bro, that's on you. I'm not doing that. If you as a
as long
friend,
as you saying that,
because
at first when you said birds of a feather flocks together, I used to hate because I would hang with some people that did some things, and people used to look at me. Why are you hanging with such and such? If you hang with them, that means you do this. And I've actually lost females and everything because they didn't like the particular crowd that they would see me with. And I look at the individual for who that individual is. And I always been a leader, never a follower. So I'm able to hang around a bunch of crackheads and not take a puff of crack.
No, flocking together is flying together. Flocking together is not following somebody, being subordinate under somebody. Flocking together is flying together, going through your experiences, going through things together that you can identify. Just like I said earlier, with the inside jokes, them things that people don't find funny, me and you will find funny. People will see us, they finna fight. No, we ain't finna fight. This how we talk to each other. This is what we do. It's nothing personal. People outside, I don't give a damn what people outside think. We know how we get down. This is what we do. That's the thing that I was trying to convey. And Jay, because I'm getting to know you. You know what I'm saying? This is what me and he we could be in a restaurant, people looking at us. Because we passionate on the subject. That's just what we do. But it ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing personal. But that was the point that I was making.
But when you do come this way, I got something for you.
Well, I'm finna go in here. I'm about to go in and flock with my girl.
You gonna do some flocking tonight?
I'm gonna go in here and flock.
That's what's up. And, I wasn't, but you got me thinking about it. I might do a little flocking too. You know,
boy, you stupid.
So, but
we'll flock about it tomorrow.
That's what's up. But the thing is, when it comes to cheating,
go ahead, Jay.
When it comes to cheating, you make a choice to cheat or not to cheat. Yeah. And if a person does cheat and you accept them back, then you accept them. You accept them. You forgive them. So it's time to move on and let that past be the past.
And if they mess over you again, it's your fault.
It is your fault.
Basically, it's your fault. Yeah, if you letting them cheat on you, you got all the red flags and the signal. You biting back in it. That's your fault.
Jay, before you go, Austin, before you go, I did for Labor Day. I dropped a grown folk kind of trail ride, blues R&B mix. It got over 5,000 views in 3 days, and it's constantly moving up. So go check that out. Share it with a couple of people. It's got a lot of little grown folk things in there. Go check that out. I kind of did a thing of music that I don't really play around with much. Yeah. And I said I was just gonna sit out and just do it. A lot of people know me for the scratching in the club music. So I figured I'd do something a little different for the ones who forgot that I'm a universal DJ. So I figured I'd just drop my version of what I feel like a trail ride needs to be. And it's been getting overwhelming responses. I've got inboxes about DJing places. So go check it out and let Pig and them hear it and see what they think about it.
Listen to it today.
Oh, Pig did or you did?
I listened to it yesterday and I sent it to her and she listened to it when I talked to her today.
That's real. That's real.
So,
all right, I just wanted to let y'all check that out, though. I'm finna probably drop a few more of them, so be on the lookout. The Black Movement.
I need you to do an old school, new school blues mix.
Oh, okay.
But
Johnny Taylor all the way up to Tucker.
Yeah. Yep, do some of those, and I think
I'll do an hour.
See, look, this is a fine example because I don't like blues at all. I think I like Johnny Taylor and a few of them. But the blues that he sent, and I told him, I say, hey, brother, mix superb is Hova level. That's dope. I'm just not into to the blues, and it's hard for me to listen to blues because I really don't like it. But a lot of people in Louisiana like blues. But a lot of people, just not in Louisiana, but people, period.
On the cool though, Blizzard. I told the wife this. I told the wife this on the cool. I don't think you listen to it because it ain't all about the blues. It's a different flow. And if I pick a blues song, if I pick a blues song, it's tight. It's tight. If I pick, but I'm just saying,
I like more guitar blues anyway.
Yeah, I like B.B. King, Johnny, Bobby Blue Bland, Marvin Sease. The Cheating in the Next Room. All those other traditional. But what's going on now? I don't like blues, and it's sonically just too hard for me to hear it. So I got to sit back. I got to go back.
Hey, awesome. Then I'm gonna let you go. What you feel about that King George? Too long and keep on rolling.
Well, I mean, I was feeling those, but it's not really for the vocals. It's more of the music. I feel more of the music and the flow versus the vocals. So that's just me. And I like the hook and the music.
Yeah. That's me too. That hook gotta catch it. But you gonna do your flocking and we gonna wrap it up. We out of here too. I'm finna go eat. Y'all know after the podcast, I go eat.
Right,
I work up, especially when me and him get into it. I work on the appetite.
We ain't get into it. When
we go back and forth, is what I'm saying. Not into it, but
y'all gonna go back and forth, and I'll get with y'all later.
All right, let me get on this mother. Yeah, but yeah, man. So yeah, we out, man. It was a pretty cool discussion, man. I just had to. Make sure everything was straight because I hate when people try to put that jacket on me just because I'm with this person. I do what they do, and that ain't how they go. I always been my own person, and I talk with anybody. But that don't mean I'm gonna do what they do, and they be over my house on the daily. But that don't mean that I partake in what they used to partake in. So that's why when somebody say birds of a feather flock together, a lot of times to me, that means they trying to put that jacket on my back that they do. And I got some thug friends, I got some drug friends, I got some alcoholics, I got some bums, I got some rich folk. I ain't with everybody.
No, you don't. You just those your associates. The friends are the ones you done hung with. They done seen your vulnerability. They've been through some of your ups and downs. The ones
and I have a few of
those. The club and the ones in the club and this, that, and the third. Those associates, but people.
Yeah, but no, I have one. I have some that's a little of everything. A little of everything. We call each other. You know what I'm saying? And they able to come to the house and we hang out. We used to fight together. We hung out, put our backs together. But yeah. So, but that don't mean I'm an extension of them.
They weren't even. But you share commonality, common goal.
Right.
You share things. So your mindset and what your affinity to, you are affinity to that person that
But
makes
a lot
them
of
your
times
friend.
they come around me for education and guidance, though.
Okay, but still, it's some level of affinity, and you build a friendship with people. You got to meet people. So
Right.
meeting people, you just ain't gonna hang with everybody because they ain't your flavor. But the people
Right.
that show flavor, because they like, why you hang with them? Because this person my flavor. You want to hang with the person that's saying that, but they may not be your flavor. So you got somebody your fitting your flavor. That's
with
saying.
me, coaching people, talking to people, being a mentor. People come to me when they're going through things, and I accept them. And then I might know them from my mom knowing their mom, or my brother hung with their brother. It's different things like that. And if they come to me, I'm gonna take them in. I may go to a restaurant and feed them, get them something to eat while we conversating. People see us together.
Ups and downs. I'm talking about ups and downs. I'm talking about going through some.
I know what you're talking about. I'm saying we ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the general public. See you hanging with somebody and try to put that jacket on you. If I give a gay person a ride home from the club, they gonna automatically say I'm messing. Where they know I wouldn't. But the average person give a gay person a ride home from the club, they gonna say, "Oh, I seen him leaving with him. He must be gay." That's just how that jacket that they try to throw on people, and I just don't. I just wasn't a fan of that jacket. But I feel what you're saying. We ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the public, the general public. You was coming from a more deeper standpoint by saying
dealing with your woman. I wasn't dealing
with I was saying that's why, because Jay, even Austin was like, so if I have a gay friend, that means I'm gay, So we both was kind of we stuck on birds of a feather flock together back in the day when they said that mean if you a thief, I'm a thief. If you a crook, I'm a crook. If you a sissy, I'm a sissy. That's what they used to mean back in the gap. But you was breaking it down on relationship terms. And I'm in full agreement with you on that because I've experienced certain different things like that.
Yeah.
But we straight on that. And like I say, it's so much topics that we can speak on. And like I say, next week is going to be another discussion about relationships, because so many people inboxing me about different things that's going on that they say we need to speak about. And so we're going to bring forward next week. It'll be on a Wednesday night. If everything hold up, it'll be Wednesday. It'll be back to Wednesday night. And a lot of people was trying to get to chat and come in with us through Facebook, but we only posted to YouTube. And if you don't have a YouTube account,
I gotta change them settings because one of these YouTube accounts gonna have to go to get it on Facebook. So I gotta put it on one of the YouTube because that's what happened. It's all on YouTube. So I gotta take one of these YouTube.
So next week it'll be back on, because I was looking for it people was looking for it on the Speak On It Facebook page. They got used to that and it's not on there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever, you leave my YouTube, I guess, but we need to put the other one on the Facebook page because everybody don't have YouTube accounts. They just watching for videos.
Right.
So
right.
But we'll have that corrected next week. So shout out to Do It Rob. And it's a few more that was hitting me up. I didn't exit out of the screen. But so we'll be back on point next week, and I'm gonna promote it, and y'all know what the topic's gonna be. But like I always say, it's happening out there, so we might as well speak on it.
And we spoke on it. Peace.
We out. Go check that mix out. We out. Trail Ride.
Later. Holla.